Hey guys, it's Sharika and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I would love to have you. So today we are doing a de-shelled seafood boil. I have some king crab legs. I have some lemon here, my Florida butter. This looks so good. For today's drink, I'm just doing a rum punch. So we're gonna go ahead and say grace. All right. Happy 40K. Hey. Yes, y'all, we hit 40K. I think we hit 40K either Friday or Saturday. So thank you guys so much. All right, look at that, y'all. It looks so good. I'm gonna dip. Oh, yes. Look at that, y'all. Okay, so we do have a story time today. Let me get my lemon together, y'all. Ooh. That is delicious. I got my king crab from Costco's and I de-shelled the crab legs myself. Oh, I'm wasting stuff on my shirt already, y'all. Let's get it. Okay, so the story is from For My Man. I'll have the link in the description box for this episode. So it started with this girl named Patricia. She was a single parent. So Patricia liked to go to church on Sundays. She was a good girl. And one day she noticed this guy in there. His name was Terrell. So he introduced himself. They exchanged numbers. Let me pull this back some. Oh, that's hot. Let me turn this down. So they started seeing each other on the regular. Patricia introduced Terrell to her son. They hit it off. A couple months after that, they ended up moving in together. So she would tell her friends about him. She had a best friend. Her best friend name was Latoya. She would tell her best friend about Terrell. But what she did notice when she met him, he had an ankle bracelet on. So from the stuff that Patricia was telling her friend, Latoya, she said she didn't want to have anything to do with him. She didn't want to meet him. He sounded like trouble. He sounded like trouble, and she didn't think that it was a good idea that she even moved in with him from the beginning. But Patricia was like, you know, he's a God-fearing man. You know, he's in the church, and I believe in second chances, and he's turned his life around. So they dating, they're in love. As time went on, you know, he stopped her from seeing her best friend. He stopped her from being on social media. She didn't go around her family. When her mom wanted to see the baby, the dude would say, you know, she can't see the baby. Like Boy, that ain't your baby. You better let me see my goddamn grandchild. The heck? I would have been right over knocking on the door. What? So anyway, he won't let the mama see the grandbaby. So the best friend would call the mom and say, you know, I'm worried about her and the baby because he is basically just controlling her, basically. So months into their relationship, he started hitting on her. And then he started to get her to agree to having other women come in their bedroom. And it wasn't something that Patricia wanted to do, but because that's what he asked for, that's what she did. She didn't like doing it, but the show is called For My Man. So he eventually said that let me turn this down because this thing is burning my hand and I'm trying to be cute. And honey, I can barely hold the food. So he started saying that he was getting bored with the little normal threesomes that they were having. And that he wanted to bring her best friend into their bedroom. So the girl was like, no, you know, I don't even want her to know that I do this type of stuff. I'm not, no. And he's never even met her before, but he's seen pictures of her. So then he goes stalking her Facebook, going through her pictures, and now, oh, he head over heels. So that's what he wanted. He wanted the best friend. So she like, She stood up to him and she's like, no, I'm not doing that. So one day she leaves her phone. This fool texts their best friend like, oh yeah, I'm sexually attracted to you. He texts LaToya from Patricia's phone. Like, it's Patricia texting her best friend saying, you know, I'm sexually attracted to you. I've been wanting to be with you in that way, blah, blah, blah. Well, the girl knew, because she know how, first of all, she know how her best friend is. She know how her best friend texts, and she just knew that it was Terrell. So she was like, Terrell, get off my line. Boy, nobody got time for that. Get off my line. So then she confronts her best friend. LaToya confronts her best friend, and she's like, you know, this boy texting me with all this foolishness. You need to check your dude before I do. No, she didn't say that, but she's just like, you need to check him. Like, you know, he's sending me all this. So then they came up with like a little code that they would always use whenever they text each other, so she can know that, you know, they talking to the right person or whatever. But when she got back home, hold on, y'all. When she got back home, Terrell wasn't letting up. Like, that's what he wanted, and he wasn't letting up. So he came up with this plan because he knew she wasn't going to do it willingly. So he decides he going to take something. Okay? Oh, it's hot, y'all. He going to take something. So he tells her, he's like, I know you said no, but this is what I want to do. And I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Right? Y'all, it's hot. So he says, we're going to kidnap her. And, you know, once we get to our destination, it's going down. So Patricia said, okay, she only had one request, that they don't kidnap her with don't point a real gun at her, use a toy gun. Because she wanted to make sure that she didn't get hurt. Not thinking about him pulling out the one-eyed snake and hurting her that way. She just wanted to make sure she don't get shot. Okay. So Patricia calls her best friend, tell her that her and the dude broke up and she just want to catch up with her. Let's go out to dinner or whatever. So of course LaTanya, she excited because she haven't seen her best friend and haven't spent any time with her because of Terrell. So they meet up. She go pick up LaTanya, or she go pick up LaToya. So she tells LaToya to look up the address for a restaurant. So while LaToya has her head down, here come ugly behind Terrell, pointing a gun at her face, telling her to get out of the car. So she look at her best friend like, really? Patricia, really? So Patricia just keep her head straight. She just so ashamed, but she in love. So she just keep her head just, you know, looking forward. She would never make eye contact with LaToya. So the dude made the girl get in the trunk. So they driving. Of course, LaToya's screaming. She in the trunk screaming. Patricia turns up the music. But you could tell she was feeling bad, but she didn't try to stop it. So while LaToya was in the trunk, she found that little lever that you can pull and it'll pop the trunk up. So she popped the trunk, but they were on the expressway, so they going like 65 miles per hour. Like the car speeding, you know, very dangerous. So she just decided she was just gonna jump. She'd rather jump than, you know, have to deal with this fool. So she jumped out. She ended up rolling into some bushes, bleeding, just everything. Well, they kept going. So he fussing at her like, oh, this is all your fault. This is all your fault. She throws the fake gun out of the car like it's a real gun. I'm like, girl, why did you even do that? Like, why did you even waste your time? Okay, that could have been your whole son gun. Like, why is you playing? She tossed it out like they just did a drive-by or something. Girl, y'all are not riding dirty, okay? So LaToya waves a car down. Somebody stops for her. They take her to a gas station where it was a police officer. They take her to the hospital. So of course she's good. She just, you know, suffered minor bumps and bruises, but she was good. No broken bones, no nothing. So of course she can tell the police exactly what happened. They go home like nothing ever happened. She go to work the next day. He go to work the next day. So when he was going to pick her up from work, that's where they were arrested. So they arrested them together. And I think when they got to the station, they questioned them together. But Terrell was trying to basically control the interview. So they decided to separate them. So when they separated them, that's when Patricia told him, you know, she knew what was going to happen, but it was all his idea. And because he was an abusive boyfriend, she had to go along with it. She knew that the gun was fake and everything like that. But again, it was all his idea. So she took a plea deal and she ended up getting, they said, 5 to 15 years. He decided to take his to trial. Fool. And he got 42 to 65 years. Y'all don't be letting these fools put their hands on y'all. And if they try to control y'all, I just feel like if a guy try to control you, he'll eventually hit on you. Right? That's just the way that I feel. That's just, you know, from the stories that I've heard. That's what I think. So if they try to control you and don't want you to live your life, leave that fool, okay? Leave him right where you found him. Because I don't got time. We don't got time for that. Y'all, I had sauce running all down my mouth. Why y'all ain't tell me? Y'all ain't said nothing. Okay guys, so I hope you're done eating if you're eating with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the next 2 videos at the bottom of the screen, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye y'all.